What's up guys? Dakota Schultz here. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're all doing swell. Got a good video for you today. It's gonna be 3 quick tips on how to make your videos look that much more cinematic. And the nice thing about these tips is that they're very easy and very simple, but they're gonna make a huge difference in how just sweet your videos look. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Tip number 1, slow-mo. I don't know what it is about slow-mo, but it just takes your videos from like amateur hour to wow, he's been doing that for years. Now, whether or not you wanna put your camera in 60 frames per second or 120 frames, that's up to you. I personally like 120 because get that buttery smooth footage. Ooh, I'm loving it. I do everything handheld. So if you don't have a gimbal and you kind of always have to deal with camera shake, another thing about slow-mo is that it totally hides any camera movements. And you're gonna see here in a second, I actually have 2 clips I'm gonna show you. One that I shot in 24 and then one that I shot in 120. And then one in 24, it's all shaky and crazy, and then 120, it's buttery smooth, but it's still just me holding the camera. But I also want you to just pay attention to how the clip feels and the vibes you're getting. And I think you're gonna agree with me, the one in 120 feels so much better. Check these 2 clips out. So you can see the difference, right? The one in 120 looked cinematic, looked professional, looked really high quality. And the one in 24 looked cheap, didn't look great, didn't give you that cinematic feeling at all. And so there's a huge difference that just going into slow-mo can make for you. Tip number 2, foreground. And what I mean by foreground is, let's say you're shooting some B-roll and you wanna get this sweet shot of the woods and it's gonna look great and you got it in slow-mo, you're feeling good. One thing that will step it up even further is having an object that's closer to your lens that's not what your subject is. So it's in the foreground of your shot. But essentially what it does is it adds depth to your shot. So instead of having this flat image of a forest, you have this tree up close and it's like, oh wow, we're like looking past some stuff. We're looking through this forest at what they're shooting. And I'm telling you, it looks great. And here I even have another quick example from the shoot I was doing where I did just put a little branch or tree, in that foreground, and it looks so good. Check it out. And finally, tip number 3, motion. And what I mean by motion is make sure you're moving your camera. Don't just, if you're getting some B-roll, you want it to look cinematic, don't just hold the camera still and just let whatever's happening happen. It feels very boring, feels very flat, no energy. But when you add motion, and by motion I mean panning side to side, whether you're tilting up and down, maybe you're pulling in or you're pulling back, just have that camera moving. And it makes the clip feel so much more alive, and your audience is gonna love it that much more and feel like they're actually there where you're at. They're seeing it, there's movement, there's energy. And I'm telling you, just moving the camera makes all the difference. And like I said, even if you're doing handheld, put it in slow-mo and it's gonna hide any camera shakes you might have and make the shot just look clean. And I've used motion in every clip I've shown you so far, but here's another one just so you can kind of focus on that movement and see what it does to the shot and how it just makes it look that much better. All right guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you. And if you could just do me a huge favor, hit subscribe. It makes seriously all the difference for me. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys, and you guys have, and you guys, and you guys, and you guys. How many times am I gonna say that? Who knows? Bye-bye.